Hello Benefit family, you're welcome to my channel. I go by the name Manka. This is the Benefit girl, and if you're coming across this amazing place, you are warmly welcome. To my returning subscribers, you know how we do it here. Welcome. I love you, but Christ love you more. I always say stay subscribed to this channel, because in this channel we talk about amazing things concerning the youth, our lifestyle, how we can represent Christ in our generation as youth, and how we're not supposed to hide our talents. Yes, so in this channel, if you are here for the first time, you are warmly welcome. So today we are talking again to the youth. If you know you are watching this video and you are a youth, come closer. Closer again. That's not close enough. Closer again. Yes, today we are talking about a topic that really blessed my soul this few days of this week, and I thought it wise to come and share it with the youth of this channel. Guys, when I talk about representing Christ in our generation or developing our environment according to the will of God, this is what it's all about. It's all about stirring up the God's given talent in us. It's all about strengthening our strength. So as you have already seen on the title of this video, we are talking about stirring up our gift and how we can identify our strength or identify the God-given talent that we have. By the way, before I begin, who told you that you are not talented? Who told you that you are not talented? Or who told you that you don't have gifts in you? Every gift comes from God. Every good gift comes from God. In our last video, I talked about making up our goals and ensuring that this year be an amazing year for each and every one of us. I want to still remind you that if you have made your goals, you have to start them. Like, start sharp. This is the first month of the year, and the manner in which you begin this year is the manner in which you're going to end this year. It's not all about, when I say start sharp, it's not all about starting sharp. It's all about starting sharp and staying sharp. Those things you have been determined to do this year, you have been determined to do on a daily basis. If you want to achieve your end goal by the end of this year, you have to stay sharp. You have to ensure that you do this thing on a daily basis. Now, getting into our video, into our topic of today, I want to start by telling you that you were born very special. You were born very talented. You are an amazing child made by God. The Bible says we are the masterpiece of God. He made us in His own image. Michael told us that the only thing that God made and He saw that was not good was when He created man. And He saw that it was not good for man to be alone. So you are a good person. You were created according to the will of God. Every personality in you, every character, every part of your body was perfectly created by the Creator. Okay, and those gifts in you, you have to bring them out. Everything in you is good, but it will be more good. Is that English? But it is going to be excellent if you do those things better. Do you know that everything you do, you can do it better? Like, everything you do, the service you do, the giving you do, the exaltation you give, the encouragement you give, every single thing you do on a daily basis as a living being, you can do it better. So I've just come here today to encourage you or to tell you that there is nothing that God put in you that is evil or that you should neglect. No. Before we continue, I would like us to read a short verse of the Bible. We know that the Bible, God's word, is the main manual for everything we say and everything we do. So I would like us to read from the book of 2 Timothy 1 verse 6, which says, "This is why I remind you to fan into flames the spiritual gifts God gave you when I laid my hands on you. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline." I started by telling you that you were created perfectly and God has given you amazing gifts. You know, one of the things that limit the youth of this generation is the fact that they have buried their gifts. It's the fact that they have forgotten that they were created with special talent, with special gifts in them. And I've come to remind you that you were not created by mistake. If you are alive today, there is a gift in you. There is something in you that you can use to bless someone somewhere. And that is why Paul is reminding us today in this book that God has given us gifts, and we have to stir up those gifts. There are gifts in you that you could have used them to develop your environment. You have used them to bless your neighbor. Your parents are complaining how disobedient you are. It's because you have buried the gift of service. Do you know that service is a gift? Yes, service is a gift. Encouragement is a gift. Giving is a gift. There are a lot of gifts that we youth have, but we have neglected them and they have been buried, and we consider ourselves useless because we have buried those gifts. No, you are a special child. You have to stir up those gifts. You have to strengthen those gifts. When I talk about strengthening your strength, it's all about putting more energy, doing what you can do better. It's not all about just playing the piano in church or just singing just to please people. You can do much better. You can do better. This is a new year. This is a new year, and we have to put more energy in what we are capable of doing. I myself, I have to put this video I'm making this year. I had planned to do this video since Monday, but there's a lot of laziness, there's a lot of something that just comes up to discourage me. And I told myself, no, that if you have been blessed by this word, you have to put in your strength. You have to strengthen what you can do. You have to strengthen that thing that you can do better. You have to strengthen your gift. You have to put more energy into them. And verse 7 says, for God has not given you a spirit of fear. Why are you afraid? Like, why are you scared of doing that thing? Why are you scared? In most of my videos, I always say that I can do everything. You can do it. Why are you afraid? Before I did this video, I was watching a YouTuber, Stephanie Nadia, that she was saying that there is nothing to be afraid about. Starting a YouTube channel is not something that you're supposed to be afraid about. Just mount up your camera, stay there and talk as if you're talking to your friend. It's true at the very beginning it's going to be tough, but with God you can do everything. I've always said it in this video, in this channel, that we should not limit ourselves. Don't limit yourself. God has given you sound mind. The Bible says He has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but power. Like, you have the strength, you have the energy, you have the physical strength, you have the spiritual strength, you have people backing you from behind. If you know how your parents will be excited if you begin that thing that you have in your mind that you have said you are going to begin, if you know how excited they will be, if you know how strengthening they can strengthen you just in that little thing that you have decided to do, you will be shocked and surprised. Many people are out there just waiting for you to take the first step, and they will come like a crowd just coming to support you and to let you know that you are not alone. It just depends on you. All you need is just to take the first step. You get me? Take the first step, go ahead and do that thing, and you see how amazing it's going to become. But He has given us power, love. Love is a very powerful word, and I love love, so I cannot skip without talking about love. Your life is supposed to be full of love. You understand? What you say is supposed to be filled of love. Your words are supposed to be filled of love. Your imagination, your thoughts, everything you do, the way you interact with people, the way you do things, the way you serve, is supposed to represent love. It's supposed to show that you love that person you are serving. Okay? And self-discipline. In my life, I'm sure in my last video I talked about starting this year. Your New Year resolution should not be this year new fashion. but it should be this year, new discipline. You have to discipline yourself. You have to discipline yourself. If you don't discipline yourself, guys, all the goals you have set for this year is not going to be achieved. You are not going to achieve the goals you have set for this year. You are not going to receive what this year has prepared for you. You have to discipline yourself. Every gift comes from God. The book of James 1:17 says, whatever is good and perfect comes down to us from God our Father, who created all the light in the heavens. Another version says, I'll look for the version that says, every gift comes from God. Every gift comes from God. That thing that you can do better, that thing that you can do good, that thing that people usually appreciate you of, that is a gift. And I don't know, but I want to insist again on the fact that you have a gift. I am pretty sure that there is no human being on this earth without a gift. Trust me, there is no human being on this earth without a gift. Each and every one of us has been blessed with a gift. And I say that what you do every day is a gift. If you can communicate, if you can speak, like if you are bold in speaking, that is a gift. And you have to use that gift for evangelism, or you have to use that gift like communication to encourage people, to strengthen people. That is a gift that you have to put in strength in it, so that it is going to bear flowers and going to bear fruits. It's going to just spread up like that, and it's going to be amazing. So every good gift comes from God. Every good gift comes from God. And we should not neglect our gifts. Don't bury your gift. Don't be like the wicked servant that instead of investing the money that was given to his master, he buried it. No. Don't make your parents think that you are a useless child. Don't make your mom think that you are a good for nothing child. The Bible says children are a gift from God to their parents. And you cannot tell me that you don't have a talent or you don't have a gift. You have it. It's just that you have been unable to figure out what that gift is. And even if you have been able to figure it out, you have not been able to walk in that gift because you have not put in strength. You have not put in the energy that that gift needs to bear fruit. Like for people to see it's not easy. Hey. Can you imagine after I finished recording, and for me to realize that it had stopped recording like 15 minutes ago? No, chapeau to all those who are doing YouTube, especially sit down videos. God. So what I was saying was, we should not bury our gifts. We should not be like the wicked servant that buried his master's money instead of investing it. And don't make your parents think that you are a useless child, because all children are gifts from God to their parents. And you can only prove to your parent that you are a gift from God when you use your talent. You put energy in your talent, when you don't bury your gift, when you don't neglect your gift, when you prove that you have personality, when you show to the world that you have something to offer. Yes, because I believe what kills the youth is negligence. They neglect everything in their life. Like even the one that money is not involved in it, they neglect it. Your own talents that you can use to offer to people and you are paid for, you neglect, and then you just sit idle as if there's nothing that you can do or there's nothing you can offer. We youth are talented. You watching youth, you are talented, and you should not bury your gift, okay? You should not bury your gift. This is the moment, this is the year for you to put energy to strengthen that talent, to strengthen to your strength, because your talent is your strength. I believe this is the only thing that you can use to offer to your parents, to offer to your loved ones, to offer to people out there, and it's going to bear fruits. Like it's going to bear amazing fruits. So you might be asking me, how can you identify your talent? How can you identify these gifts that God has given you? And that is what we are getting right into now. The first way you can identify your talent, God's given talent with you, it's when it's something natural, something that comes natural. That is something that comes easy to you but difficult for other people to do. Something you can easily do on a daily basis, but when your neighbor or your sister wants to do it, it's very difficult. I, for example, am someone that is very serviceable, and I do things like on a daily basis. I mop, I cook, at the same time I take care of people at the same time, but it's difficult for my siblings to do all these things at the same time, you understand? But there are other things that they do easily. Like my younger sister, she's outspoken. She's that kind of person that she speaks a lot. But when I want to speak, it's difficult for me. At times, I usually admire her when she speaks, because that is her talent. God has given her that talent to speak. And that's what I'm working on now. So you see, the natural things that God has given you, those things that God has placed in you, you can identify it when you do it on a daily basis, when you do it without stress, you do it without problems, without challenges, without difficulties. You do it like it's part of you. It's something that is part of you. You don't need energy, or you don't need engine, or you don't need petrol to do it, you get. So that's the first way in which you can identify your talent. The second way in which you can identify your talent is when people around you, your loved ones, your strangers, name that gift, name that character, that service, or that something. When they name it for you, like gossipers, they usually, people that talk a lot, they give them the name gossipers, they name them gossipers. So when you are talking a lot, when you serve, when you are open to help, when you are giving, the givers, people that give a lot are called givers. People that help a lot, helpers. So when the strangers or your loved ones nickname you on a particular domain or aspect of your life, that is your talent that you have to work on. You have to develop it. You have to put more energy on it. You have to put more life in it, so that it will not die, so that you will not neglect it, so that people will see that you are not just a good for nothing person. You have something to offer. You get. So evaluate your life. What are those aspects of your life that people have nicknamed, people have given names to? Just evaluate your life. You can pause this video now and evaluate your life. What is that thing? What is that thing, that character, or that aspect in your life that your friends, your close ones have been able to nickname or give a name to, and work on it and put more energy, put more life in it, okay? So the third aspect is what I'm going to really lay emphasis on. And this is the aspect that are called on our parents to. Having to nurture those gifts. That is, they have to nurture those gifts. There's a particular verse in the Bible that parents usually, or elderly people, used to love. They love using this verse, that is, train up a child the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from his ways. They usually use this particular verse for discipline, when not to discipline a child who has done something wrong. But Michael Todd, when I was going to Michael Todd, he told us that this is a revelation that God had given him, that this verse is not only for discipline, but you have to use it to discipline your children. You have to use it to train up or to nurture the God-given talents that God has given your children. Parents, are we together? So there is my younger brother at home. I usually admire him a lot. Some days back, he came to me and I was walking and I was like, this child, don't you know you're disturbing me? And he was talking to me. And it's after that I got to realize that what he said really touched me, and I was really amazed, because he's this kind of child that loves agriculture a lot. Any single thing he has, he plants. He has planted pear trees, he has planted mango, he has planted plum, he has planted, and he was telling me that here that I've planted pear tree, I've planted plum, I've planted orange seeds, and the only thing I have to plant now is lemon seeds and apple seeds. And I was like, it's after that I had noticed, I was amazed. I was like, our parents are nurturing this gift in this child. And it's when I listened to this message, I was like, God, thank you for the parents you have given us, because our parents nurture the talents that God has given us. When I started my YouTube channel, I did not want my parents or elderly ones to be aware of it, so I just shared the idea with my siblings, you get, and that is how we began working on it. But when my father later on saw my videos on YouTube, he called me and he encouraged me. He told me that let me continue. I should not relent, or I should not be discouraged. Little beginnings should not be neglected. And he gave me just one word that encouraged me, even when I think of giving up on this YouTube channel. Just that his one word just boosts my confidence, because this particular video, I've planned on doing this video like since Monday, but today is Wednesday, and that is when I'm doing the video. So I thought of giving up, and just that particular word that my dad told me encouraged me a lot. So parents, please, let's discipline our children by nurturing that particular gift. What is that thing that you see your child doing on a daily basis, and at times you think that he or she is disturbing you? When they ask you a lot of questions, when they are too talkative, when they do certain things, when they destroy your things at home to construct little cars, to construct houses, those are God-given talents in them that you should nurture, that you should discipline them, so that when they grow up, they will not go astray, but they are going to walk in the path that God has given them, in that vision, in that talent that God has given them. I believe that if parents nurture their children, if they nurture the gifts that God has given them, the talents that God has given them, when they grow up, they will not overthink on what they have to do, on what they are called to do. You understand? Guys, I have to be checking if I'm really recording, because I was shocked. So parents should nurture the gift that God has given their children, so that when they grow, they will not go astray. They will not do what is not in God's plan. Because if you nurture the gifts that God has given your children, I believe that when they grow up, they will continue walking in that same line with what God has given them. They will not go astray. So parents, please nurture the gifts, the God-given talents that God has given your children. If you see any talent that is being explored in the life of an individual, and if you know that you can help that person financially, you know that you can help that person emotionally or spiritually or physically, don't retaliate. Just help that person to nurture that gift, because that gift is going to benefit one or two people out there one day. Also, greatness is nurtured. If you look at every person out there that is great now in one way or the other, you'll notice that they had mentors, they had leaders, they had people that they looked up to, they had people that they could pour out their hearts to, and those people were there as a support system, and they just pushed them up, encouraged them, and that is how they are great today. Nobody just fell from heaven, the person became great. No, everybody passed through stages in life, and that are the stages that we have to pass through. And you know, everything that is good is not always appreciated by the devil. It's not always appreciated by the devil. So there are always some things that the devil will use to kill this talent in us, like comparison, conforming yourself, trying to copy from someone. All these things are things that will kill the God-given talent in us. Why should you compare yourself to someone? Why should you try to copy from someone? When you look at yourself and you look at your neighbor or your sibling, it's true that you may resemble your sibling a bit, but that does not mean that the two of you are one person. No, even twins, even identical twins are two different people. They have two different personalities. So there's no need for you comparing yourself to someone. There's no need for you trying to copy from someone. I heard today, and someone was saying that if you want to do what other people have done, don't do as they did. You understand? Just take the idea, the initiative. All you can copy is the initiative, and you develop it, you clothe it in your own way, you present it in your own way, and you see that it will be different from what that person has done, even though it's the same idea, but their structure will be completely different. So don't kill your talents by copying from someone. Don't kill your talents by confront. The Bible says we should not confront the pattern of this world. You understand? So don't conform to the pattern of that person. Don't copy from that person. Don't neglect your gift. Don't neglect them. Build it. Put in strength. Put in energy. In this year, see, you can do exploits. You can do amazing things if you have decided to discipline yourself. You have decided to discipline yourself. You have decided to say that this character in me, this aspect in me of being serviceable, I'm going to put in energy in it. I'm going to serve with all my heart. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to love. I'm going to lead Leadership is a talent. There are people that are born leaders, there are people that are trained leaders. You see, one person, just if one person just decides to lead a group of people or to lead an aspect in church, you just see many people just submitting to that person. That person is a leader, and people like pastors and leaders of churches have to support that individual so that their talent will not be neglected or will not be killed. Another thing I want to say is strength submitted to God is success, but strength unsubmitted to God is stress. Have you ever thought of trying to copy from someone and you see that you put a lot of stress, you are stressing, you put a lot of finances, you face difficulties in doing that thing? That is because what you want to copy is not your calling. Trust me, if you just submit your gifts, your talents to God, they are going to turn to success. But if you don't submit your talents to God, you will find yourself stressing to do those things. You find yourself facing a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, a lot of things that you don't understand. Why? Because you are not submitted your talents to God. Every great man out there, there are a lot of great people that I admire a lot, and they have been inspiring to me, and that is because they have submitted their talents to God and they are succeeding out there, like blowing, they're blowing out there. And you see another person that is struggling to do like another person, and you ask, why is this person struggling? Why is this person facing a lot of challenges? That is because that person has not submitted his or her talent to God. You get me? So just submit that aspect in you that you know that is you don't suffer to do it. You don't put a lot of energy to do it. Just say, Lord, I cannot do this on my own. Yes, every perfect gift comes from God, but yet He still wants us to humble ourselves and say, Lord, take this aspect of me, take this service, take this leadership. I hand over the leadership to you. I hand over this aspect of me giving, this aspect of me helping. Just take it and use me to do it, and you'll see how successful you are going to be. Another thing I want to touch is that many youths now use their God-given gifts or talents to do useless things. Like you see someone that is born a leader, yet he is leading people towards the wrong direction, which is not good. To flip up that gift, turn the direction, turn the manner in which you have been using that gift, and use it to serve God, use it for good thing, use it to lead people that are going to develop the world in one way or the other. Gossipers, people born talkative, they just call them gossipers. Flip up that gift and use it to encourage. Use those amazing words that God has given you, that amazing skills that God has given you to serve people, to encourage people. Okay, we have come to the end of this video, and I'm pretty sure that I've not spoken like I spoke in the first part of this video. But anyhow, I hope that God used me to pass across this message, and I hope it was a blessing to you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel, click the bell button so you'll be notified each time we post new videos, and share to all your loved ones, share to all your surrounding, that amazing person in your life. Share this video to that person. Until I come your way, keep loving, keep believing. With Christ, you and I can do amazing things. Bye-bye.